Yeah. I'm thinking that like it could be.
Yeah.
So, whenever you're ready.
I was actually freestyling the other day.
Yeah.
Pretty good, yeah. But I can't right now.
You're just on the spot. It's too much.
It's too much pressure. I'm not warmed up yet. Are we recording?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I always just like start recording, and then I'm like, I can just like cut anything out.
Yeah.
Wait.
I just need to know what isn't off the record, because I'd be saying stuff.
Were you talking to the microphone?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Claire Siemietkowski. I'm here with Adam Mitrani.
Keep talking.
And this is a podcast called Why Aren't You More Famous? And today we are going to dive into the subject of, I guess, the lack of my success. I guess that's why Adam brought me here, to really unpack what I'm doing wrong. And I'm eager to receive your feedback on how I can improve.
Yeah. What? Okay. There's like a fuzz on my voice. So I just gotta figure that out.
Okay. Testing. Oh my God, this makes me want to record an album. 3 little birds.
Is that just what I sound like? Do I just like have? That's just my voice.
That's your voice.
Just what I sound like.
This is what we've been putting up with for the past many years.
Okay.
Why you're like putting your entire face into the microphone? You don't need to do that. Should I do headphones or no?
Nah, you don't have to. Okay, does it sound weird? Like
well, now it does.
Yeah?
Now it sounds like a little fuzzy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, but it didn't when I had the headphones on.
Okay.
3 little birds sat on the window.
Okay, and
they told me I don't need to worry.
Yeah, okay, now I don't hear anything.
Summer came like cinema, so sweet. You like that song?
Yeah, Corinne Bailey Rae. That is.
Oh, I need a haircut.
Hello? No, it's still doing that. It's still. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just turn that all the way down and.
Maybe I should have gotten a coffee. Although I've kind of not been drinking caffeine. And I think it's been good for me.
Okay, we'll just see how it sounds.
Okay.
It's the like levels are normal.
Okay. Is this okay where it is right now?
Yeah, that should be. It's still.
Yeah,
there's still like a fuzz.
Yeah. So is that the soundboard that Eli was messing with?
Yeah.
And he just like automatically got the right sounds? Or does it say?
It says on them.
Oh, I can't see.
Messing with it.
Okay.
Hello. Okay. That's normal, right?
Yeah, it sounds normal.
Yeah. Okay, that's normal. Perfect. Okay. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for being here. One of my friends.
Yes. Go way back.
I go way back.
I know.
Like
4 years. Yeah. The way I think it, we're seniors, you know?
Yeah.
And it feels like we're seniors too. A little bit.
In high school or in college?
That's a good question. High school.
High school? Where are you gonna go to
comedy
college?
I want to go to Union Hall.
Yeah.
But I might just I might do like a 5th year at Pine Box just to like really get my applications up and then, reapply next year.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna apply like early decision to Bell House, and then if I don't get in there, then
Bell House, really?
Then I'll go to Ezo. I don't know. I've just never performed.
I'm joking. Yeah, I haven't either. Yeah.
I'm not cool enough to be on the newcomers show.
Yeah.
This is we're getting very like inside baseball.
Industry specific.
New York comedy.
Yeah. Have you performed at Union Hall?
I have once.
Yeah. Did you like it? Yeah, once.
Yeah, it was like it's like
the best ever.
Like the best comedy.
Yeah.
Video. Yeah. What's the coolest place that you feel like you performed? Is it Union Hall?
The coolest. There's got to be other ones. I don't know. I guess probably. But I feel like there have got to be some that were like out of town that were cooler. I had a really good time at shows in Bozeman, Montana. I performed at Last Best Comedy Club there. And that club was really cool and the people were so fun and I was like super loose, and it was like, it felt really good. It felt different than performing in New York. It felt like I was a professional comedian.
Yeah, it does often feel like that
Yeah.
outside of the city.
Yeah.
Especially like performing in front of like a true audience.
Yeah.
Where like even at like also I'm gonna take my sweater off.
Yeah, it's on here.
At like a regular venue here, like it's still like the audience is gonna be, if it's not like, even if there's no other comics in the audience, like, which there's kind of
There always are.
There's always comics in the audience.
Yeah.
There's gonna be like people who know comedy.
Yeah.
In a way that, yeah. Anytime that, like, for me, I feel like Portland, Maine is probably the place that I've done the most shows where it's like nobody knows me and I just get to feel like a real comic.
Yeah, those are the best. That's kind of how I felt opening for your half hour, your and Carlos's half hours.
That was really fun.
Yeah, that was super fun. I like going out of town.
That was a little bit different for me just because they were like...
It was your cousin.
Yeah, my cousin was there and my old roommate's parents
Yeah,
were there.
It's like people that you know tangentially, that it's like you're not a total stranger. Like they have some sort of pre-existing perception of you.
But it was still very fun.
Yeah.
Still, just going out of town, being able to do like a longer set.
Yeah.
That's definitely the thing I want to do the most.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of benefit to that for sure, and it's easier to get stage time.
Yes.
Are those your sunglasses?
Yeah.
Those are really nice.
Thanks. I got them for $5.
Are you serious? Yeah. I got these same sunglasses last year for $30, like at Beacon's Closet, but then they broke.
Yeah.
So be careful.
I
really like those.
I got these for $5.
Where'd you get them?
Just a woman outside of my apartment was like selling sunglasses, and everything was $5.
Wow.
And I got these, and then I left. And then when I came back, she saw me wearing them. She's like, I should have asked for 15. And I was like,
should have asked for 75.
I would have paid 15. I wouldn't have paid 75. I would have been like,
no, 75. Yeah, but
that's basically like half off. But 15, I would have paid up to 30 probably.
Yeah.
When did you start? You started doing comedy and...
I started officially in I want to hear what you think it was.
2020?
Kind of, yeah. I took a stand-up class in fall of 2019, and then winter of 2020 is when I was first going to open mics and stuff. And then stopped kind of during the pandemic, but then started up again in September. But then stopped because I was moving, and then started up again in May of 2021.
Why did you take a stand-up class?
Because I had was 2 years out of college and was working a desk job and doing that whole life, and I was like, oh my god, I can't do this for the rest of my life. Are you gonna wear the sunglasses the whole time? It's okay if you. I just need to know now. If you are.
Okay, you need to brace yourself.
No, yeah. I just need to kind of prepare myself psychologically.
I normally wear glasses, but my glasses broke. So
you normally wear glasses? God, it's like I don't know you at all. It's like we've known each other for 4 years. I'm like, I don't even know what you look like. You don't normally wear. No.
Yeah, I do. I wear glasses sometimes.
Sometimes, not all the time. Oh. Not majority.
I meant normally when I do the podcast, I wear glasses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I was I really wanted an outlet, a creative outlet, and because I was kind of new to the city, and I was kind of becoming introduced to all the arts that were in the city, and I had a friend who did stand up and hosted and produced her own independent Brooklyn show. So that's how I kind of got introduced to Brooklyn comedy. And every month I lived on the Upper West Side, and I would trek all the way out to Boerum Hill to see her show. And then I was at a party. I was kind of flirting with the idea of it, but I was like, no, I can't do this. It's just it is changing my perception of you. The sunglasses inside. No. I'm just getting used to it.
Take them off.
Maybe,
I'll take them
yeah.
I feel like genuinely though I do, because my eyes are very light sensitive, so I normally wear.
Oh.
So I like wearing sunglasses when I'm outside.
If you need them for your health, you can wear them.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's not that big of a deal. But no, I always want to wear sunglasses during the podcast.
Yeah.
But then I always feel like I'm not connecting with the guests.
That's what Howard Stern. It makes it hard to. It makes you a little bit more inaccessible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you see podcast clips, and I feel like a lot of times they're wearing sunglasses.
I never experienced that. Who's wearing sunglasses during the podcast clips?
I don't know.
Okay.
You know when you say things?
Yeah, and then it's ask for example. It's well, don't ask me on the spot. No, that was a dick move on my part. I shouldn't have done that.
Challenge me on my own podcast.
I'm so sorry. I come here, I undermine you. I'm sorry. I really am grateful to be here.
No, I'm grateful to have you here. You genuinely are one of my best friends in comedy.
That's very nice. I feel the same, even though I don't ever see you or know what you look like or wear, evidently.
Yeah. Well, we did say in comedy.
Yeah,
it's
it is qualified.
It's a qualifier.
Yeah. I would never say that outside of the comedy.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Understood and feel the same. And so then I was like, I really wanted a creative outlet, and then I was at a party, and then I met this guy, and he was an improviser, and we had gone to college together, but we didn't really know each other in college. And he was like, oh my God, you have to try stand-up. I mean, I guess I was being very funny that night because he was like, you should really do stand-up. And then it just kind of like stuck in my head. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just take a class. And then never stopped.
Where'd you take the class?
Manhattan Comedy School. It's like,
Does it exist anymore?
I don't even know. I think it's kind of like a pyramid scheme a little bit.
Yeah.
The woman who taught my class was good, but the guy who ran the program was like questionable. And I think that's kind of tale as old as time.
A questionable guy
in comedy. I know it's never been done, but you have to just take my word for it. Yeah. Yeah, I know. You're not the first. Is that bad?
No, well, it's definitely distracting, but
yeah, it is distracting. That's why I have to fully face you, because otherwise I'll be like, how does my face look at this angle?
Yeah, so you did a comedy class. So, but you weren't like
I wasn't like a theater person. I wasn't an arts person. I was the lead of my play in 6th grade, but that's because everybody had to do the play. And then, but I was like an athlete, so I never did like performing arts outside of like one time in middle school.
Yeah, that's what was always so crazy about you, is that you just had no interest in comedy, and then you.
I know people are like, oh, like, you know, what are your comedy influences? I'm like, I just got here, like, I have no idea.
But did you so what were you interested in as a kid?
Well, I watched a lot of TV, but I watched like the TV that I was allowed to watch was pretty censored. So we watched a lot of like Disney Channel, ABC Family, but I never watched like The Simpsons or anything like that. Like I wasn't really allowed. I didn't even really watch SpongeBob. And then like my only exposure to stand up as a kid was like Jeff Foxworthy and Larry the Cable Guy, because we listened to a lot of country music, and so we watched CMT, and on CMT they had like their stand-up specials. But I didn't really like register what it was. I just kind of like thought it was like a country music like entertainment type thing. And then when I moved to New York, my roommate would watch like stand-up specials, and then I like watched John Mulaney's specials on Netflix, and then Ali Wong's, and I was like, oh, whoa. But even when that was happening, I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I was like, oh, this is funny, and I've never seen this before.
So, okay, so you didn't like really get into stand-up until you were like in your like post college.
Yeah, fully, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what? So, but like, what?
So I feel really lost when people are like talking about like old-timey like SNL stuff or stand-up, or like I mean, I don't even want to say what I haven't seen because it's so embarrassing.
It's
most things.
It is most
but
things,
I like have a lot of cultural knowledge gaps for kind of everything across the board. It's not just comedy. It's like there are a lot of movies I haven't seen, like a lot of old music. Like there's just some things that are a complete blind spot for me, and that's very common.
Did you grow up like super religious?
We grew up religious, but not in like a way that would be featured on TLC. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't anything crazy.
But was that like part of the reason why? Like, were you like not allowed to watch?
No,
things?
I watched TV all the time, but it was like, it was more like censored stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite show as a kid?
Full House.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So just like family stuff.
Pretty like family friendly.
Yeah. But when I got into like middle school, I mean, I watched The Bachelor as a kid, which was like definitely very like racy kind of. And then when I was in middle school, I watched like a lot of Keeping Up with the Kardashians and like E! And like America's Next Top Model. So that was like a lot of like sex and like more like inappropriate stuff.
So what did you want to do? What was your like when you were like in preschool and they said like, what do you want to be?
I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be Shania Twain.
Okay.
So I really wanted to be like a pop country like singer performer with like crazy outfits and like really fun music videos. And I was really into like Britney Spears and like just pop music.
Yeah.
And music. And my sister and I had like a band growing up with our neighbors, and we would write original songs and we would choreograph dances and we put them on a concert. So I was really into like, and I did dance until like soccer took up my full extracurricular activities.
So you were into the idea of performance.
Yeah, for
and,
sure,
like,
for sure. I was really into like performance and kind of like being a ham. I've kind of always been a ham.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think I always.
You don't strike me as that. You strike me as more like shy, kind of.
Well, I was very shy.
Oh, interesting.
But I always wanted to be like when I was able to like feel comfortable in situations.
Yeah.
I would ham it up. But yeah,
That's so interesting.
I would always watch like movies and see myself as the lead.
Yeah.
Like I would like watch Spider-Man and be like, I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah. I guess I mean I definitely, when you listen to your local radio and it was like Disney Channel is coming to your town, like come and audition and see if you're like the next big star. Did you ever have that?
Yeah, maybe.
But it was just a scam. So you like sign up for their acting classes and pay them like thousands of dollars. But when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be on Disney Channel. Like I had my mom take me. And of course they were just like, oh, we think you have potential, but like take our acting classes. Like it was a pyramid scheme. But I definitely like given the opportunity, I was like, oh, I want to act and like be on TV.
I didn't really do any acting like classes between the ages of like 11 and 26.
Yeah.
Like I took an acting class like when I was like 10, 11 and I think I was good at it.
Yeah.
But in the play I didn't get the lead role.
Oh.
Like and so I was so
What was
sad.
the play?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was like one of those things. It was like one of those like classic like kids theaters things where it's like, you know how like Into the Woods is like a combination of a bunch of stories?
Yeah.
It was like that kind of a thing. Like there was a bunch of stories and I don't remember who the character was.
Yeah.
But I think it was, maybe it was like a funny role and like it was like a funny side character that I was probably right for.
Yeah.
And I got the classic speech of like there's no small roles.
Yeah.
Small actors. And I didn't understand what that meant.
Yeah.
So I thought I was being called a small actor.
Right.
And so then I was even more sad and my acting teacher had to like explain like, no, it's about how like if you're a big enough actor, you make the role feel big. Like I just wasn't I didn't understand enough to get what he was saying.
That's so sad.
Yeah, but so you did. What was the play that you were in?
In 6th grade.
Yeah.
It's called Princess Impossible, which it was like.
Is it like Kim Possible?
No. It was about this princess who was like a spoiled brat and would like throw a tantrum every time she didn't get what she wanted. And then one time she gets like lost and stranded in the woods and she has to fend for herself. And then she comes back to her kingdom and is like now all of a sudden really humble and gracious and all that. And
you were the lead? Of course. That is like,
so I played the huge bitch.
I was like,
I played the child huge bitch.
That is so perfect.
All right, easy. No, yeah, it was super fun. And it was funny because like I still remember like my classmate, her dad was our basketball coach, and like the character's classic line was like, do this or I'm gonna stamp my foot. And one time in basketball practice, like the coach like told me something and I like maybe said something back and he was like, what, you're gonna stamp your foot? And I was like so embarrassed. But yeah, it was really, really fun. We didn't have like theater in middle school. Well, I guess we did, but the theater director was like a total quack. And it was like musicals.
Yeah, that was
it was musicals. That's why, because I was like, I've never been a singer and I've never really connected with musicals the same way as I did theater.
That was part of why I didn't do any theater.
Yeah.
And it is such like a choice of like, do I want to like play sports or do art?
Yeah. Well, that was the thing.
I was so bad at sports.
Yeah.
And I just still like was like, but I was like a tall child.
Yeah.
So I was like.
But even if you're bad at sports, they can be fun.
I always have loved basketball.
Yeah.
Like even when I was terrible at it.
Yeah.
But like part of that was just I was tall, so I like naturally had an advantage.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is funny looking back and being like, oh, I clearly would have been way better.
Yeah.
This other thing. But you were good at sports?
Yeah. Not like the best. Like I couldn't have played in college. I mean, maybe I could have rowed in college, but probably. I mean, not like good enough to be a college athlete.
What did you play?
Soccer was my main sport. And then sorry, I think my phone is buzzing. I thought I put it on Do Not Disturb. Oh, I did. I don't know who's calling me twice. Soccer was my main sport growing up, and that's the one that I played like most competitively and took most seriously. And was definitely my favorite sport. And then my second favorite was basketball, but I wasn't as good and I didn't play as seriously. Like I just played YMCA basketball until we moved to DC, and then I like tried to play a little bit more competitively, but at that point it was like too late. And then I rode in high school as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Were you good at that?
Yeah, I was. I was pretty small, but I was good.
Yeah.
And then senior year, I had like gotten a little bit bigger, and then I was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think basketball is like the hardest to be good at.
Yeah.
Because like the most people play, but it's the least people on the court at the same time. Where like it's like more popular than soccer, but has half as many people playing.
Yeah, I think soccer is a lot harder than basketball. Because it's a lot more unusual to score in soccer.
Oh, yeah.
And when you
I
lose...
was terrible at soccer.
Yeah.
I think basketball is easy, but basketball also is easier.
Yeah.
So it's easier to reach like a certain level.
Yeah.
But then the highest level. Like I remember as a kid like seeing like the statistics of like how many people like play a sport versus like how many people go pro at it. And basketball is like by far like the lowest percentage.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
I think part of that is just the math of like, I think there's less people that can
on the
be
team.
On a team.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Yeah, football I'm sure would be much higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I really loved sports, and it was like kind of a big part of my identity. And also when I got to high school is when there was like a fall play and then a spring musical, and that you couldn't do theater and the sport, and like I played a sport every season. Yeah. So I could never be in the play. But even then I was like the musical kids were like on a different wavelength than me, and I would say that's still true to this day. And then like I just didn't really that wasn't like the people I was running around with.
Yeah, so were you friends with like the popular girls? Or?
No, just kind of like I had one really good friend from middle school, and then my best friend from the rowing team. But then like but rowing wasn't until the spring. So fall semester of freshman year, I had like one friend, this girl I was like in English class with. But then as I got older, like I made more friends.
I feel like you were a good student too.
Yeah. And then I think I was like, I had a lot more friends. I don't want to make it sound like I was like a loner, but like I had friends through like sports in my classes and stuff, like as I got older.
And then what did you study in college?
French and econ.
Why?
Well, I always.
You just always loved economics.
No. I studied econ because I was like, this will help me get a job. And here I am, jobless. But French, because like I've always studied French and I've always really loved it and wanted to keep studying it. And I wanted to study abroad and like maybe explore living in France, that kind of thing.
Where did you did study abroad? Right?
Yeah, in Lyon.
Lyon.
Yeah, it's like in the southeast of France. Yeah.
I've never been to France.
Oh, it's really awesome.
I've heard good things.
The food is really good.
Yeah, they're sort of known for that.
Yeah.
So when you started doing comedy, like when was the point where you were like, oh, this is the thing I want to do?
I think like my graduation show.
Yeah.
It was like a sold out show at Gotham, and there were like 200 people there. And obviously we were all beginners, so everybody was very generous with their laughter, but there was just like I never felt anything like that. Like standing up and saying things that I had written and making people laugh like that. And I was like, oh shit, like this is something that I want to do.
Do you feel like, so like once and then from that point on, did you start to like watch a lot more comedy?
No.
I
don't know why. I mean, I listen to a lot of like comedy podcasts.
Yeah.
And then from there, I would like go see those people live at shows. So I was seeing comedy at like Brooklyn bar shows.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like watching specials or like listening to albums or anything.
Yeah.
And even still, I've gotten a little bit better about it, but like because I consume and like perform so much comedy when I'm home, I don't necessarily like reach for a special.
I mean, I'm the same way now where like I mainly will like watch specials like when I go home because my parents like comedy. So they'll be like, oh, like what specials should we watch?
Yeah.
But yeah, as I definitely watch and listen to less like stand-up than I used to because I see it every day.
Because it's like work for you.
But that's an interesting thing about like not just starting in New York, but like getting into the art form once you're already like in New York.
I know,
is that you're being exposed to it in such a different way from how most people's early exposures to it are.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, like the stand-ups that probably most people who don't live in New York and like don't consume that much comedy, the comics that they could name, like I've probably never seen any of their stand-up.
Have you ever seen Shane Gillis?
Yeah, I mean I saw his like SNL. That was
No, that was Nate Bargatze. Oh my God.
That was really good.
So
but
good.
I watched a Shane Gillis SNL monologue, and then like because there was so much controversy around him, I did like listen to a little bit of his stand-up. But like otherwise, no.
Yeah, because that's the one. I feel like him and Nate are like the two right now where like you talk to people that are like outside New York, outside of comedy.
Yeah.
Those are usually the people that they can name.
Whenever I talk to my family about comedy, they like don't understand. They don't understand it. They don't understand like what progress looks like in comedy, and so then they're like, to relate to me, they're like, oh, who are the comics that you like? And I say, whoever.
Well, who are they?
I mean, one of my favorites is Pat Regan. I love him and Kat Cohen. I love their podcast and their stand-up individually. I love Lisa Traeger. So those are my favorites right now. So if I say those names, they don't know them, but then I'll be like, and Nate Bargatze, and they're like, oh, I love Nate. Like they're just waiting until I say that name.
Well, especially I feel like your family a little bit more conservative from the South. Like, he's kind of like
for
he's
sure.
Perfect for that.
They love him. But yeah, I didn't really grow up with it. But your parents grew up like watching stand up?
I don't know how much they like. I grew up with them like being fans. I don't know how much stand up like my dad knew like before coming to America.
Yeah. Oh, I forget because he's from Turkey.
He's from Turkey.
Yeah.
So I don't know like what his. That's actually something that would be interesting to ask him.
How old was he when he came to the U.S.?
He was 18 when he left Turkey. He moved to Israel for college, and then he I guess would have been about my age when he came to the U.S. Yeah. Okay. Because he met my mom in Israel. Okay. So he would have been about.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So he immigrated
29 when he moved here.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's later than I would have guessed.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know like what exposure to stand up he would have had. My mom, I mean, I know she like grew up like watching.
Where did she grow up?
She grew up in Harrisburg, where I'm from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she went to college in Connecticut.
Okay.
And then went to Israel after college.
Okay.
And then moved back to Harrisburg because my grandmother was sick.
Yeah.
Who's still alive.
Okay.
Still alive.
Oh, wow.
I thought she was gonna die.
Wow.
35 years later.
That's amazing.
Yeah. She's had like 5 different cancers.
Oh wow.
Crazy.
Oh my God. Collecting them like Pokemon.
She like puts none of it in perspective. Everything that's ever happened to her is the worst thing ever. It's actually kind of.
No, I mean, that's already me. But like when I get older,
you would
I need to go to dinner with her and have like 3 martinis with her. I can already tell I would love this woman.
There have been multiple times where I've been with her and like a random gay man has come up to her and been like, "You are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen."
Yeah, I think we would get along really famously. Okay, we need to have her on this podcast and have me on as a guest.
But growing up, I know my mom was like a fan of like SNL and like Monty Python.
Yes, I've still never seen any Monty Python. I never watched SNL.
You've never watched?
No, I never watched it growing up.
Oh, but you've like seen it now.
I've seen it now.
Oh, okay. But you've never like gone back and watched like old SNL?
No.
Yeah.
I've seen some like clips here and there.
Yeah, I don't know, because I also don't know like when the idea of like being a comedy nerd even like became a thing.
I wasn't introduced to that archetype until I started doing comedy in Brooklyn in like 2021. Yeah. So that is like a lot of people in our, I feel like, environment act like that's been their identity their whole lives. And I'm like, I've never met anyone like you.
I feel like
I wasn't around that kind of person growing up.
I'm trying to think of like when I became like, I feel like probably when I was like in like middle school or high school.
So what were you watching that kind of formed that?
I remember like seeing the Pete Holmes show when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I would listen to like Pandora radio of like different stand-ups.
Yeah.
John Mulaney, Mike Birbiglia.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I also like. I loved SNL.
Yeah.
And those were the big ones. Or like once like YouTube came along, there was like Donald Glover's sketch group, Eric Comedy, and like The Lonely Island.
Yeah.
Key and Peele was huge for me.
Yeah.
Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
Like Louis, a lot of different stuff, but yeah, I'm trying to think of like what my parents like would have. I don't know that I've ever like really asked them like what their comedy, because I think it was just like. There was like a select few comedians that people knew. It was like Carlin, Pryor, Eddie Murphy, like Bob Newhart, like, and then it was, and then I guess like if you're going to live shows, like there must have been people that were like connoisseurs of it, but I don't really feel like the comedy nerd archetype really existed pre-internet.
Yeah, I don't think it did. Because I don't think like sketch was as big outside of SNL as it is now. Like I think YouTube and like the dawn of internet comedy really made that possible.
Yeah, that really changed. Where like before it was like there were like maybe 3 sketch shows.
Yeah.
And then now it's like anyone
Infinity
can do a sketch anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, the internet definitely changed how people
Yeah.
consume comedy. Where it used to be like there were these superstars,
Yeah.
and then there were like that's why it's even called like a special.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like a special event.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And now it's like everybody.
Yeah, it's true.
has
You can
one.
tape it and just put it on YouTube.
Which is like good and bad.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like it dilutes it a little bit, but also it's like it is cool that anybody can just make stuff.
Yeah. I think the fewer barriers there are to like doing what you want to do, the better.
Yeah.
But it's true then the space is like really oversaturated.
I think that the problem is that I think it really forces people to have like actual like discernment over what's good and what's bad. And I think people don't like doing that.
Yeah.
And I think
they just want to be fed. They don't want to think. They just want to consume.
And that's why we've had like these like entertainment gatekeepers for so long.
Wait, like who, for example?
I just mean like in the sense of like you knew a comedian was good because you saw them on the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Or you knew like, oh, this is a Netflix special.
Yeah.
And then the idea of like he just put this out by himself. Like I even remember like I minored in English, and like in one of my classes like learned like a guest lecturer saying that like it's like frowned upon to self-publish. And it's like, which I think maybe is less so now. But it's just like the idea of like nobody co-signed you.
Yeah.
Like nobody said this is good. And I feel like music was the first industry to really like change that and disrupt that. And it's kind of happening everywhere now.
Yeah, it's true.
But it is hard where it's like everybody can have a podcast. Everybody can have a Substack. So then it's like just having the thing is no longer impressive.
Yeah.
And I think people like it just chooses you to be like, well, then I have to actually like listen to it or watch it and decide for myself if I think this is good. Or I can go by the numbers and be like, you have 100,000 views.
Right.
I guess you must be good, Matt Rife. You know?
And people are still doing that by listening to like Matt Rife and that kind of thing. Yeah.
What do you think of Matt Rife?
I mean, I've never seen a single second of his stand-up, but from what I hear, I don't think that I'd be a huge fan.
No.
And I actually think I've seen a couple of clips. I mean, he just does like the crowd work. He's like up there. I mean, people, I guess he's like seen as classically hot. And so I think he's maybe doing like the male equivalent of like hot girl comedy, which is just not comedy, in my opinion. And I don't think it's any good. Oh, okay. Sorry. Or do I need to like...
No, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. But can I still turn this way?
Yeah, you can still sit that way.
Okay.
But
yeah, I haven't seen a ton of it.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah.
I've only seen the clips. I had somebody come to a show once that told me that they'd only been to one comedy show before. It was Matt Rife, and they were like, "You were better." And I was
wow, that should be your credit.
I know that one person told me I was better than Matt Rife.
So who are your favorites now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Like people like that we know, or just
just
like
anyone.
People, just anyone. I love Stav.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love his podcast is like my favorite.
Yeah.
I think like him and Adam Friedland. It's interesting because the people I consume now, it's really mainly podcasts. Because I don't watch as much stand up, or like when I do, it's like on Reels, and that's so different.
Oh God.
Like Jay Jordan's great.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's really good. I'm trying to think who else.
Who would be like your dream guest to have on this podcast?
Probably Stav.
Yeah.
Just because I've listened to his podcast so much. Or like Pete Holmes. I'm just trying to think of like who have I really listened to. Yeah. I mean, the person I'm interviewing tomorrow. I'd say is also one of my dream guests.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, those are definitely kind of anyone that I've like been a fan of. Yeah. For a long time would be a dream guest. Yeah. What about you? Who would be your dream person?
If I had a podcast? I mean, well, the thing is I would like to like become peers with these people before I like have that intimate of a conversation with them. But yeah, I mean, just like Lisa Traeger, I think is just so funny, and I just could listen to her talk forever. And like, I mean, Caleb Heron is obviously great. Oh, Caleb Heron is Beth great. Stelling, I really love. Yeah. I saw her a couple of months ago at the Bell House, and she was just so
good.
I've been listening to so much of her recently after seeing her live. I saw Joe Mandy a couple months ago at Josh Gondelman's show, and I listened to his album shortly before, but I'd never seen him live, and he's just just so you can just tell when people have been doing this for decades, and he was just such a pro and like so effortless and was so funny. Really any of those people who have like really committed to it and aren't just like doing it to have like an internet podcast. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but like people who have really been doing stand up for a long time and like care about the stand up form.
Yeah, I think that there is something to the idea of like they say like 10 years is like the sort of like amount of time that it takes to like actually to be like good at it. And I really think there is something because when you see, I mean, it is just a medium that's better live.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing like David Cross. He does a show in Central Park every year, and he's another dream guest. But he had on.
He's around.
Yeah, he's
definitely
around. I think it's.
He lives in my neighborhood. I see him like.
Yeah, you want to ask him next time?
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah.
He had Jim Norton on, who's like somebody that I've always thought was like good, but not somebody that I would ever like list as one of my favorites.
Yeah.
He just destroyed.
Yeah.
It was so funny, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's been doing stand up for 30 years.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's just one of those things.
You just need the experience.
Where like you see these people and it's like, yeah, there's this guy's a pro.
Yeah, yeah. It is a difference between being an amateur and being a pro. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Another dream guest who I actually have already had on and is like not anywhere near as famous as these people is Martin Nirvana.
Yeah, he's so funny.
And I think he is one of the people where like, yes, speaking of like people who I think are like the funniest people alive.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He is, like, no one has made me laugh harder.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
it's like...
I'm in pain laughing.
No, I was just about to say, watching him, Dan Licata, and Connor O'Malley live, I feel like I am going to, like, pull a muscle.
I've never seen Connor live.
Oh, my God. It's like being on a roller coaster. It just is, like, so thrilling, and you just, like... feel physically like so elated. It's so funny.
I'm like in pain every time that I see Martin.
Yeah, like, that's how I feel about him too. Yeah,
he's so funny. I know Chris Gethard shouted him out on Good One. Yeah, which was very cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's not like.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Even like
you could say that for a lot of people.
You could say that for a lot of people. Mark Little, another person who's already been on the podcast.
Yeah. But I feel like he's quite big.
Yeah, he's also been like...
Maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
He's been doing stand-up for a really long time. I mean, he's 40. You know?
Yeah.
He's, and he's big in Canada. Yeah.
Maybe, I'm thinking of, I'm getting him confused with someone else.
Who do you think of?
I feel like embarrassed. No, is that another comic? Oh. Stop. I'm thinking of Joe List for some reason. That's the person who comes to mind.
Yeah, Joe List.
Do they look alike? I was like, what are you talking about? He's so famous. I don't know anyone. But this is what I'm talking about. When someone's like name drops a comedian, I'm like, they could be the most successful person ever. It would be my dream to have their career. I have no idea who they are.
I think that, but I do think that
I need to get like a PR person.
But no, I think that actually like makes you unique in comedy. Like
it's definitely unique and not in a good way. It's definitely unique, Adam.
I think it brings like some like form
Mark
of like
Little. No, I know the name.
He's around.
Yeah.
He's like around.
Yeah.
Some form of like authenticity.
Yeah, I guess like because people obviously act differently when like you have certain credits or at a certain level. And I guess I wouldn't necessarily have that if I met like name somebody that I don't know.
Do you know who Nikki Glaser is?
Stop. But yeah, I guess. But I try to like treat everybody with the same level of respect unless they did something that doesn't deserve it.
Sure. Yeah.
So I try to not like, because when comics like really like brown nose higher, it's like, and it's so transparent. Like I've witnessed it, and like I can tell that the comic who's at quote unquote a higher level is like really uncomfortable, and it's like just act normal because this is a normal person, and you guys actually have a lot in common. So just talk to them like a normal person.
Especially a lot of times it's like, it's not like it's like John Mulaney or somebody. No, it's like somebody
who's
like,
around and who's like our peer.
Who is like at open mics.
Who will like literally come to my open mic.
Yeah.
And it's like just chill. Like you're actually kind of like shooting yourself in the foot by like acting so weird right now.
Yeah.
Is there any comic that like makes you really nervous that you act weird around them?
Probably, yeah. I don't know. I think that like, I mean, the most nervous I think I've been meeting a comic was Hassan Minaj.
Whoa, when did you meet him?
I met him at Moss Periconi's
show,
cool. And then I got his like assistant's info.
Okay.
And then when I saw him, I like got backstage.
Nice.
And,
that's cool.
Brought all the Indian people I was with.
Yeah.
To meet him. So
Nice.
that was a big flex for the family.
Yeah. I'm sure. Whoa, that's
that
cool.
bought that relationship another 6 months.
Definitely. Oh man. That's funny.
But yeah, I don't know. There definitely are people that make me nervous. I think I'd probably have to be like in the situation.
Yeah.
To know. Well, like what are like your dreams or goals?
I want to be like a touring stand-up and write and act for television.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, write and act.
Yeah.
I thought you said write and act.
No. Write and act.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I want to do.
And what's holding you back?
A lot. I mean, I have a lot of like imposter syndrome and like not being a comedy nerd and not like having a background in performing. Like it's never really been a part of my identity. And also I just like, I came from a very like prep school background. So to pursue a path that is like so not financially secure, there's such little likelihood for having success. I didn't really have examples for that. Like pursuing primarily a creative path, I didn't really have examples for that growing up. So for me, seeing that as realistic is like still kind of new. And like managing, keeping my bills paid and also like doing stand up, I think is like the hardest part. But I think it's also just like I over plan. So I'm like, okay, if I want to do this sketch, I need to like think it through and like write it out. And then it's like, you can just pick up your phone and shoot it and then just post it. Like, and I've gotten a little bit better about that, but I still need to like remove the barriers of feeling like I need to plan everything and just do it. Like this year, I really just want to act without thinking or saying I'm going to do things, just like do it.
Yeah.
That's a huge issue for me. And I think that's also like a little bit of like ADHD. There's a lot. I think so, but I've never been diagnosed. It's one of those classic cases.
Yeah, I do. I mean, they say it is like diagnosed a lot less.
In women. Yeah. My therapist was like, well, you can take an online quiz. And I was like, well, me like having the willpower to go online and take the quiz and sit through it is kind of a big part of the problem. Yeah. So it's like.
That's how I've had, that's been an issue with me of like, basically for the past 3 years since I've like been off my parents' insurance of trying to get a new Adderall prescription.
Yeah. Do you have ADHD?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been this process of like getting a new psychiatrist and then like all the stuff and I'm like, maybe if I had Adderall I could do this.
No, literally. Yeah. No, it's that was the same when I was looking for a therapist. I was like, I don't have the willpower to like research all this, see if they're in network, and then it's like, well, if I was seeing a therapist, then I would maybe feel better and like feel more capable,
But do you feel like? But it seems like you are like, I don't know. You're like I don't know. Like I get the sense that you were like very high achieving in school, and like
I was.
You've had like real jobs. Like how have you been able to like focus on those things?
Wait, say that again. How have I been able to?
Like how have you been able to like?
I just like work really hard. And like. In my house growing up, it was just always expected that we would like achieve really highly academically. And so it was never really, I just kind of had to make it work. And then in college, I struggled more with grades, and like did not do nearly as well as I did in high school. But I mean, I can focus when it really matters. When it comes to like keeping a job to like keep my bills paid, like I can get it done. But if like nobody's holding me accountable but me, that's where I run into trouble.
Yeah, I have the same. I have the same issue, and I think it can be. I think that's especially hard with like creative stuff where you have to enforce your own deadlines.
Yeah, and it's also like it's so vulnerable. It's like, well, maybe I would rather like go on a walk or watch TV than like unearth this like really sensitive and vulnerable part of me to like mine for a joke. Like it's a different kind of work, which it's easier for me to put up barriers to do that kind of work because it's like emotionally and psychologically harder. Like I think writing a joke is harder than like doing a desk job. Well, not all desk jobs obviously, but like the ones I do.
It's less clear cut.
Yeah.
And I do think it does require a lot of like introspection and like digging inside.
Yeah, and like there's with the desk job there is like clear instruction, deadlines, and like there's a lot of structure. With comedy there's some, but like you can do whatever you want, which is what makes it so fun. But then I'm somebody who does better with like clear instruction and structure, and so not having that can be like a little bit hard for me. But I've gotten better about like not being so kind of like type A about it.
Yeah. Do you consider yourself to be a perfectionist?
I maybe used to exhibit some perfectionist tendencies, but like, no, not anymore. Because I realized that it was really inhibiting me from, like, once I heard the phrase, good is the enemy, or perfect is the enemy of good. What is the phrase? I can't remember. But it's something like that. That really, like, illuminated me because I was like, oh, if the standard is perfect, I'm never even going to try.
Yeah.
Whereas if the standard is good, then I will try, and then at least I'll have something to improve to get to the level of perfect.
Yeah, I think I always had that issue too, and like I think comedy definitely, like, doing stand up helped me get over that.
Yeah, you have to be comfortable failing all the time.
And it was also sort of like, for me, like the deadline was just when the open mic is.
Yeah,
and it's like,
well, that's what I'm gonna do today. After this, I have to write new jokes for my mic at 6. So
the deadline was just when the open mic is.
Yeah,
and it's like I gotta do a set there, and then we'll see how, if it's bad, then it's bad. I can't, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely have felt like a lot of times like having my creativity or like just inhibited by the thought of like it's not going to be as good as I want.
Yeah, exactly. But then you do it on stage and it's like received so much better than you expect. And even if it's not to your standards, it's still funny. It still made them laugh. Yeah. That's more than you can say for a lot of people at an open mic. Not to dig people at open mics, but just to say that like chance-wise, not everything you write to perform at a mic is going to be funny. Exactly. So it's just like that's still successful. Like even if it's not perfect and if it's just good and makes people laugh, like that's kind of all you can ask for.
There's also, that's one of the great things about stand-up and like live performance in general is like the impermanence.
Yeah,
of it.
Well, that's my issue with the whole internet comedy.
Yeah. It's made it a lot harder for things to be impermanent. Yeah. Because anytime I do a set and it's taped, I've never done a taping, but I've done sets where they're filmed and I'm like, it's not perfect. I'm so mad at myself. Yeah. When like in reality, it's a good set. It was great. Yeah. I did really well. I made everyone there laugh. Yeah. But I'm like, this isn't a perfect set that's going to get me into festivals or like give me viral clips.
It's a totally flawed system the way that it is now. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't had like a good tape in a couple of years, and then it's like you go into a show thinking it's going to be a good show, it's going to be a good audience, it's a good venue for a tape. Then you're like, okay, this is a show that I'm going to get a good tape. Well, then of course you're in your head, and then it's not a good tape. It's the shows that are like completely random that you don't even like expect, you don't even plan to film, and then you film on the off chance, and then it's like a great tape. Like it's always been those shows that I've had my best tapes.
For me, it's usually ones that I didn't film. Yeah, like or the ones where I'm like, that
no, same. Yeah. I was thrown up at a show in Boston, like I guess it was like a year and a half ago. I went with Xavier, and like we did the show that he used to produce there, and like he was just booked on the show, and then I went with him, and they were like, oh, do you want to go up? And I was like, okay. I wasn't even planning on it, and then I like had a great set, and I still regret not taping that.
I had that with one of, I was featuring for Alex Hooper in Maine, and I did 25 minutes. And
whoa.
It, like maybe was like the best set I've ever had. Yeah. Like, and I like really good set. Yeah. And I didn't it was one of those when you're just like in a flow state. Yes. And it's like,
and it's just easy
from the opening. Like there was something the host did gave me something to riff off of, and I was like, I'm in. Yeah. And like from the opening of it, it was.
Yeah. But I try to be of the mentality that like we only continue to get better, so those kinds of sets are only going to become more and more common. So it's not going to be your only opportunity. And honestly, 100%. Come 6 months, you're going to be so much better than you were then, that like you would have watched that tape 6 months from now being like, this isn't even as good as I am now.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that it also is just like, it's not supposed to be taped all the time.
Yeah,
That's really
exactly.
The thing of like, exactly. It's supposed to be a live and impermanent art form. Yeah. Or even if it's like taped, it should just be like to have the memory of it. Yeah. Like I think about like, I guess really the first like comedic performance I ever did was at my summer camp. Uh-huh. We had this thing called Shabbat Concert, where it was like a talent show on Saturday night, and there would be like a group of counselors that would like host and do like 3 skits.
Yeah.
And so me and my friends would do that, and I wish I had the videos of it, not for any
Yeah.
purpose of post, just to
No,
be like,
just for
just
memory
to watch,
and nostalgia.
Like, the fun thing.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
we
it's
did.
part of who you are.
Yeah,
100%.
and so I feel like we should look at like the fact that we have all these tapes and records of us doing stand up at like an age where we're like probably before we're necessarily ready to be filmed.
Oh,
like,
definitely.
You think about most people that have done stand up over the history of like, you know, how I don't know, however old it is, like the past 100 years.
Yeah.
Most of them, they didn't have like a.
No.
If they had a tape set, it didn't come until they were like very seasoned professionals.
Yeah, yeah.
So why aren't you more famous?
I think, you know, I didn't plan for this question, which is kind of silly. When
It's
I
the one
saw,
question to plan for.
well, no, I was thinking about it, but my the clip that I saw of Eli's response to this really encapsulates how I feel about it as well. I'm not doing it to become famous, and I think like fame is not something that I aspire to, and like doesn't seem fun to me. There are some advantages to fame that I think I would really enjoy, but fame in and of itself, like for the purposes of being famous, I think is like really gross. And I see the kind of people who pursue that, and I'm like, I don't feel like we have a lot in common. So I think I'm not doing it to be famous. I think I'm doing it to make people laugh and like to get better. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe I'll be a little bit famous when I've gotten a lot better. But I think I need to get a lot better before I have any sort of level of like fame in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I think also
sense.
like I like don't post enough. Like I up until now I haven't really had the time to like dedicate to like being successful in the way that we need to do now, like posting online and all of that kind of thing. So I need to be better about that.
Yeah. No, that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny, like a cool thing about talking to people that are at like the same level as me on the podcast is kind of that feeling of like, oh, we kind of all have the same reason for the most part. And that was part of why I shared the clip of Eli, because it was one of my favorite answers to the question. Yeah. And I think it is that like this is just a fun thing that we should just care about getting better at. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, like part of it, I think part of why everybody wants to be famous, there is like the like, look at me, like I'm a star. There's also like the like security of it, and like you're gonna there's financial security. You can like you can live off of doing what you love, which is like what I think we all want. Yeah. But you also get like kind of your pick of stage time and like performance opportunity. Like there are professional opportunities that like allows, that is like really appealing. So like that element of fame is interesting to me, but like fame in terms of like influence and attention, I think is like really gross. If I could make a living off of comedy at the exact level of fame that I'm at now, I don't think I would really care that much. I mean, I might like still like want to achieve more, but I don't think that I would be like.
Yeah. I guess my question for you is, why is your podcast called Why Aren't You More Famous? What does fame mean to you? Because it must be something that you've like considered a lot to name your podcast that.
I mean, I think it is something I think about a lot.
That surprises me about you.
Not necessarily that I think about it in terms of like wanting to be famous. Yeah. But I think about it in terms of like what does it mean? Like what is it? I don't know. I'm fascinated about like what fame does to people, like how it changes people. Like I look at a lot of, because I'm a big music fan, and I look at a lot of the artists that I was into as a kid or a teenager that were sort of like on the come up and are now like superstars. And
like who, for example?
Like Frank Ocean, Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, Childish Gambino, Kanye. I mean, I guess Kanye was pretty big by the time I was listening to him, but he's, and I look at like how they are different people. And I think that fame, and it's true with comedy also. I mean, we know people that have like done comedy with Nate Bargatze, and I don't think that he's necessarily the same person now as he was when he was doing open mics. Definitely. And so I think that aspect of it fascinates me. I think it's also like how unfair it is, and really that we talk about people like Martin Urbano and Mark Little, where it's like they are just as funny, if not funnier, than so many people.
Oh, I mean, it's not based on merit at all. Yeah.
And so I think Why Aren't You More Famous? To me, it is a catchy title.
Yeah,
and it's a question I've literally been asked and heard other people.
That's so interesting.
That people would ask me that. I know. I don't deserve any more.
So off-putting. So what's your answer to the question?
I don't know. I don't just choose. That's really the biggest answer.
Yeah.
I'm not in charge.
There's no
rhyme.
Some of it is like completely random. I mean, it's like, I hate to, but it's so random. Like someone like Huck to a Girl can like say one thing in like a Man on the Street clip and then like have one of the biggest podcasts. You know what I mean? It's like it's so random and it can happen so quickly that it's like part of it is just outside of our control.
Yeah.
Not entirely, obviously, but like, yeah, the things that the internet and like culture latches onto can be like really random and unpredictable.
Yeah, and I think that I look at fame the same way that I look at like money.
Yeah.
In that it's like a symptom of success, and that I think that like unto itself, like as a goal, it's disgusting. Like when people want to be rich just for the sake of being rich, that's like so gross.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with being famous. Like when people want to just like be like literally like the term influencer.
That's what I don't get. That's what's strange to me.
Is nauseating to me.
Yeah.
I think in terms of like for me, I would like to be like recognized for being good at something.
Yeah.
And so I think that aspect of it I'm attracted to.
Right.
In the same way that I'm like attracted to the idea of being rich because I'm like, make my life better. Like
of
it'd
course.
be easier to not worry about my like I go to my small apartment and I'm like, pretty sick to have a big house.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, of course.
But the people where like that is just the sole goal on its own, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Psychology.
Yeah, I don't either. I think it's very like it's very hard to relate to. And people who operate on that level, I'm like, we have nothing in common, and I don't think we'd be able to hold a conversation because like we just different things are like we just live in different worlds. I think. Yeah.
Have you seen Marty Supreme?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
I had a lot of fun. I liked it a lot, but by the end I was like, let's wrap this up because I was so stressed the whole time.
Yeah.
And then I was like, it was just going on and on and on, giving me heart palpitations. We weren't even in Japan yet. And I was like, oh my God, we still have to do the fucking thing. So by the end I was like exhausted, and at the beginning I was very endeared by him. And then, 45, 50 minutes in, I was like, this guy is so annoying, and I'm still rooting for him, but like he's pissing me off, and I couldn't have spent any more time with Marty Supreme than I did.
So I saw it twice.
Okay.
And I think the first time I liked it, but I did feel like stressed.
Yes.
But then the second time, I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So I was able to just enjoy it as like, enjoy what was funny about it, what was cool about, how it looked and sounded. But I think that why I brought it up is I think that that's such a good movie in terms of like, the ideas of like what it means to like strive for fame and success.
I agree.
And especially I think like in the way that Marty, like he's obviously like he's a narcissist. He's like selfish. He's not a good guy, but you root for him because he cares so much about being good at something.
He's willing to sacrifice everything, and he didn't need the fame and recognition. That's what I liked about the end is like he didn't care about not participating in the tournament and like winning the tournament. He just wanted to beat that other player to be the best. Yeah. Like he could just play at the corporate event and whatever, but as long as he played that other player like and he won, then he was happy. And that I did appreciate that. And I liked seeing like somebody be so dedicated to their passion that they are willing to sacrifice everything to be the best. And to see them be successful, I think was really cool. But when his girlfriend was pregnant and like had gotten shot and was like going to the hospital, and then I was like, I know I'm not going to see this motherfucker walk off this plane in Japan, and sure enough he's in Japan. I'm just like, oh my God. And it's like you hate him for it, but it's also like he told you from the beginning that this was always his number one priority. Yeah. And then it had me thinking, I was like, do I need to sacrifice like everything in my life in order to be successful in comedy in the way that is going to bring me satisfaction? But then like, is that kind of sacrifice worth it to get the success? Like for me, no. But then it's like, well, I think it raises interesting questions about like personal sacrifice and professional acclaim.
Yeah, I had the same thoughts, and I think I was listening to an interview where it was Josh Safdie, the director, and Tyler, the creator, were being interviewed, and like he said that part of the reason why he cast Tyler in it was that like he's a guy like that. Yeah. Like he's somebody who is like ambitious and like cares about being the best at the thing that he's doing. Yeah. And clearly has like sacrificed a lot for it. And it's just like, it is a really interesting question of like, how much do I care about being good and successful at this thing that I love? Yeah. Versus like, how much do I care about being a good person? Right. And it's like those two things
are at odds.
Are kind of at odds.
And that stressed me out. Yeah. Because I was like, I know myself, and I know I'm not willing to be as much of a dick as he was. But then I'm like, well, what am I sacrificing? Yeah, I think
there was like I don't know the exact quote, but like Michael Jordan saying something in an interview like to the effect of like, I wouldn't be the best basketball player of all time if I was the best father of all time. Like, just like acknowledging. Yeah. No, and I don't know how he is as a parent, like, who knows, but just like acknowledging like his flaws, that it's like, I had to, like, this is my life. Yeah. This is the only thing that I have done.
Yeah, I know. And that just makes me feel like not only am I not doing enough, but I will never do enough, because I don't think I would sacrifice like my closest personal relationships. For
I don't think I.
But I don't think that you need to gain the level of success that we're looking for.
I think so. I mean, I know plenty of people who are professional comedians and are good people. Yeah. And some of them have been on this podcast, and if they were more selfish and cared less about their lives outside of comedy, they probably would be more famous. Yeah, because they certainly are good enough.
I think it's just a question of like, what kind of balance do you want in your life? Like, you can have any combination of it, but like, you just have to be aware and willing to take on like the negative of each trade-off, you know? Yeah. So I guess it's just like a matter of what you want. And I think I want a little bit of both.
I do too. Yeah.
But you also need personal relationships that are going to support your professional goals.
Yeah,
are going to understand when the sacrifice does need to be made.
It is a tough balance to, because I don't know. I mean, I think like when you're like when you're dying, like, are you gonna be like, well, I'm glad that I have no one in my life, but I'm famous?
No, like, of course. No, that would be like isn't that like The Great Gatsby?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you gonna do this year to like get more famous? Or I guess get the level of like success that you are looking for?
I'll probably stop paying rent. And I'll probably like max out like 7 credit cards to buy my own studio. Yeah. And no, I don't know. I mean, I think honestly, a lot of it is just posting more. I think that I have I feel really good about this podcast. It hasn't developed the listenership yet that I want it to, or that I listen to a lot of podcasts, and so I think in that sense, like, I think I know how to do it. Like, when that was part of what I know, it's like a cliche of like every guy like has a podcast, and that was part of what made me feel like I can do it. I was like, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I can do exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I think I need to just like do more to like post clips and sort of like advertise that this exists.
Yeah. Yeah, I think being successful now, it's like more about marketing than it ever has been. And like, we have to be our own kind of marketing people.
Yeah, and that sucks because that's not a thing I have
so bad at
any interest
in. I'm not interested in it, and I'm so bad at it. Like, I don't have an eye for that at all.
It's so funny too, because I get like from a lot of people, because like marketing is like a pseudo creative field. Yeah. So I get so many people that are like, oh, you're looking for a job, you should get into marketing. Yeah. And I'm like, if I was good at marketing, I wouldn't need a job in the first place. Because think about all the people that we know that we've done open mics with that are now like internet celebrities. Yeah. Hats off to them. They're great at marketing. Yeah. Like John Marco Cerezi, he's a good comic, but he's also incredible at marketing. Yeah. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I think the thing is, like, the solution is very easy and accessible. Like, we just need to post. And like, I think kind of find a voice for yourself online. So I think, just be more present online. Because when I think about, with the exception of the comedians that I saw live, but that was like a long time ago when I was first introduced to like some of my favorite comedians in 2018. I like learned about them through clips. Like that's how I learned about Lisa Traeger.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, and now she's one of my favorites. And she's not just like an Instagram comedian. She's like incredible live, is a pro, like doing it for, you know, I think upwards of 20 years. Like, so I think, yeah, just kind of succumbing to the clips of it all.
Yeah. I think there's also, it's like figuring out how to like differentiate yourself through your clips. Like,
I don't even think that that's necessary. I think it just needs to be good clips.
I think it needs to be good, but I don't know. I mean, think about like what Ryan is doing.
Yeah.
And like,
when I say clips, I'm thinking like stand-up.
Sure. I mean, it definitely needs to be stand-up clips.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely need to post more of those. But I think that just like the wider range there is.
Yeah,
you know, the more...
For sure. I think just not limiting ourselves is the probably best thing that we can do.
Yeah, because I think even like when I look at somebody's Instagram, there is something about like, oh, if it's all podcast clips or it's all stand-up clips or like it's all front-facing videos, it's like you got to do more than just one.
Yeah,
thing.
But then if it works for them online, then they got to keep doing it. There's.
And I also, it's one of those things where I'm like, you know, it's easy to judge something that is not working.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Where like I think if I was like,
if you posted a front-facing video and it got like 10 times more traction than a stand-up clip, then you would just keep doing the front-facing videos.
I guess no, I haven't. I was like, I guess I posted like one sketch that was kind of, but no, I've never.
Yeah.
I can't.
I know, but yeah, I was that way for a long time, and then I finally did, and you know, I lived to tell the tale.
Yeah, that's true.
But I told Xavier, I was like, okay, when you're at work on Saturday, like I'm gonna record videos, and he's like, you can do it while I'm here, and I was like, you don't understand. Like it's a mental. I'm like, I can't. You really don't understand. So it's but those kind of mental blocks is like what inhibits me most.
I know,
and the people who don't have those are the most successful.
That is true. There's something about like I don't know if it's like it's either shamelessness or like such a belief in self.
Yeah,
that
both.
It's a
delusion. It's delusion.
But we're all delusional.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, we wouldn't be doing this if we weren't.
100%.
Yeah.
I know. It's fun being delusional. I feel like I haven't been funny at all. It's been like so serious.
No, this is good.
Okay.
This is really good. All right, I think we need to wrap up.
Yeah, okay.
It's 2:30.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun.
Yeah, this was really fun.
Yeah,
it was great to just get to like.
I know. I haven't.
Sit and talk.
I know.
Yeah.
I really love hearing about how people got started in comedy and like what their influences are, and like I'm really interested in process, like creative process and stuff. I'm also down to get lunch after this and work.
Yeah. Oh, very down. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
I'm hosting a show at Friends and Lovers called Meeting of the Minds. I think the next one is going to be in March. I think March 12th, the date to be confirmed. So yeah, check that out. And on social media at Siemietkowski.
Claire Siemietkowski.
Yay! Thank you, Adam. Yeah. Wow, firm handshake. Do people tell you that a lot?
Yeah.